Right, hello Cornerstone, Pastor Billy here, and let's talk reopening plans. I want you to know your staff, your pastors, your elders, many volunteers putting in a lot of hours, doing a lot of work to consider what it would look like for us to reopen for in-person worship services. A lot of prayer, a lot of reading, a lot of conversation with other church leaders as we consider a path forward. Three priorities have informed our decision. Number one, we see the biblical mandate that we have to meet together. Hebrews 10:25 specifically says, don't give up meeting together. We're thankful for the online venue that we have, and we are committed actually to holding an online worship service for the indefinite future, but we recognize that's not the same as gathering together in person. So we see the biblical mandate to gather together. Number two, civil obedience. We want to obey the civil authorities over us. The Bible calls us to do that. Romans 13:1 specifically says, obey the civil authorities. We're paying attention to the regulations and the guidelines that we are being given from the state of Pennsylvania and from federal authorities as well, and don't want to do anything that would be breaking the law. So biblical mandate, civil obedience, and then priority number three are taking actual precautions to stem the spread of this virus. We want to do our part. I hope you as an individual are eager to do your part. We as a community are eager to do our part to stem the spread of this disease. So with those things in mind, I'm excited to announce that after going through the staff and going through the elders, that we'll be holding our first in-person worship service Sunday, June 28th. It's going to be an outdoor service. For right now, we'll be at 10 a.m. We'll be following social distance guidelines and following those regulations that we've been given. I want you to know that while we are moving towards that outdoor worship service, we are committed to an online worship service as well. That first Sunday, June 28th, might look a little different online. We've got a team of volunteers working to figure that out right now, but we are committed to continuing that online service. So if you don't feel comfortable coming, or you live at a distance and aren't able to come, that online service will still be there. I know some of you might be thinking, this hasn't come soon enough. And certainly there are maybe an equal number of people that are saying it's come too soon. Let's be gracious as we talk to each other about this. We had a wonderful spirit of unity over this. Let's continue that, church. I want to talk a little bit right now about what this will look like to have this outdoor worship service on June 28th, and this is what we're thinking for the 28th. These things might change the following Sunday after we learn some lessons. We'll just jump in and see how it goes. But here it is. So here's a map. So you'll see, you'll come onto the church property off of Gypsy Hill Road. That's the only way on, and you'll come to our checkpoint. At our checkpoint, you'll be greeted by one of our elders. They'll be eager to greet you and eager to see you. If you need a bulletin, they'll provide that for you at that time, and then they're going to direct you to one of three different places to park your car. You see here on the map, those spaces closest to the soccer field or the softball field, that's where the outdoor service will be held. And so there's a drive-in parking area. We've got about 20 spaces there if we park people every other space. This is for those folks who don't intend to get out of their car, but would still like to participate. So you'll stay in your car, roll down your windows, and you'll see the service down on the field. So that's option number one. Option number two is to be directed to our handicap accessible parking. If you're not familiar with our church property, getting down onto that field, there's a steep hill, and so if you'd like, we'll direct you to a parking space down on the field. You'll still have to walk quite a distance, but we'll have some ushers and deacons down there to assist you in any way that we can. We assume that most of you, when you come, will want to just park in the main parking area. You can see that indicated there on the map. And you'll go down onto the field. Those of you going down onto the field, you'll need to bring your own chair, your own blanket, whatever it is that you would like to sit on. When you exit your car, we're asking for everyone 3 years old and older to be wearing a mask or a face shield, to have that firmly on your face until you are in your seat down on the field. So from the time you leave your car to the time you're down on the field, parents, we're asking that you keep your children with you at all times. I know this will be a burden for some of our families with young children. I feel you. I've got young children as well, but as we're trying to figure out a path forward, we absolutely need parents to keep your children with you at all times. They shouldn't wander off apart from you. If we pull up the map here again, you see we do have something just for our children on home plate. Thank you, Jen Smith, our Children's Ministry Director, has set up a children's table. Parents, you can go over there with your child and pick up a bag of goodies. These are for elementary age children. So the bag has clipboards, pens, pencils, a sermon guide, children's bulletins, things to help keep your children engaged for the service. And you can take a look here at the map and see roughly where we're thinking the stage is going to be. That's about in the middle of the soccer field, the midpoint between the soccer goals. So that's the stage. Excuse me, and we will space family units out on that field as much as possible. So we're trying to maintain at least a 10-foot distance between family units, households that live together that have already been exposed together. To help with this, we're going to be marking some specific spots we'd like you to camp out for the service. Okay, and then just a few general reminders. Number one, we think it's going to be helpful for you to arrive 20 to 30 minutes early. If enough of you do that, I know not everyone will, but if enough of you do that, we won't have a bottleneck coming onto the church property. Again, you'll need to bring your own chair unless you plan to watch the service from your car. It's very important that you bring a mask or a face shield and that you be wearing that until you're in your seat down on the field. And of course, if you're not feeling well, if you have been exposed to someone with COVID, please stay home. If you are additionally in a higher risk group, we understand that you might choose to stay home as well. And I want you to know we support you. We will continue to have an online service. We're going to continue to be reaching out. You're not missing out. So if you don't feel comfortable coming, please don't come. Stay home and view the service online. Now, this is outside. It's summertime. There's a chance for rain almost every day in the summertime. It is beautiful right now as I'm making this video. At least it's the temperature feels great. But if we have to cancel due to weather, we're going to make that call as soon as we're able to, and the goal is to do that by 7 a.m. Sunday morning. So if we have to cancel or adjust the service in any way, we're going to do that Sunday morning. Unless we're able to do that before, we'll send an email, we'll post something on our website, we'll post something on Facebook, and we'll send a text message out. If you'd like to receive text messages from the church, many of you have already signed up to do that, but you can email the office at cornerstonepca.com, and you'll get that notification on those days when we have to cancel the church service or can't adjust it in some way. We'll have an online option. Just as a note to prepare you, there will be no projector outside. This means no sermon slides. This means no music slides. We're going to rely on those old-fashioned bulletins where we'll print all the lyrics and have all the material there for you. We'll be sure to send it out digitally before Sunday, so you can print it out at home. You can pull it up on your smartphone, and then we will also print it out for you and have it available for you when you come. There will be no collection taken, and at least this first Sunday that we're gathering, there will be no communion that we'll do as well. Take a moment, if you haven't already, and read the guidelines. I've covered pretty much everything right now, but to read those guidelines that our elders have put out. We've put a lot of thought and a lot of work into what that would look like, and of course, all of these things are subject to change as our situation evolves. Okay, this is a lot of information. I'm excited. I'm excited to be back together again. I'm asking for your flexibility. I'm asking for our just collective spirit of humility and Christian love as we come together. I can't help but think of the reopening of the temple. Some of you who know the Old Testament well know this story that God's people go into exile. They live in exile for 70 years. I don't know if maybe it's been more than 70 days, but not 70 years. 70 years they're in exile, and they finally come out of exile, and they begin to rebuild the temple. Ezra chapter 3 captures that moment when the temple was just being built, and they gather together, and the people shout with joy. They're so excited to be back together. And I imagine that will be an emotion that many of us have as we come back together on June 28th. There will be joy, there will be excitement, whether you are introverted or extroverted. I think there will be great joy. But in Ezra chapter 3, it captures this interesting moment where not only were God's people full of joy, we're told some of those folks who saw the first temple, when they gathered together, they wept. And I think we need to be prepared for that as well. That this isn't the normal that we were used to. That our emotions might be all over the place. That we're coming back together, but we recognize that this still might be hard. And so prepare yourself. Prepare your heart for that. Okay, I think that's it for now. So again, Sunday, June 28th. That's not this Sunday, the 21st. 21st is going to be online, but the 28th, outdoor worship service, 10 a.m. Online service will continue every Sunday, and you can check back online. Be sure to check our website for the latest information. We'll see you this Sunday, the 21st, online. See you then.